Good evening, everybody. What's up, Arcane? What's up, Satellite, RV Winkle, Numberless Dread, Zem, Manic, Eva? Hi, everybody. Happy Saturday. I hope you're doing well. I'm doing good. It's a nice Saturday. Very nice Saturday. Oh, yeah. I haven't had one of these in a while. The bastardized Tom Collin I make sometimes. It's just gin and lemonade. But it is so good. Really good. Hope you're all doing well. I'm doing good. Call off work again. Foot still jacked up, pretty hungover from the med I took. I mean, enjoy your time off, I guess. Sorry to hear you're hurting. Sorry to hear it ain't going well, but hopefully come around soon enough. I had a pretty normal day. Spent the morning with my wife. Kids went to Japanese school and lessons and stuff, and I had some time here. I didn't really play anything. I didn't feel like playing anything. I was watching a bunch of YouTube videos and stuff, and just kind of hanging out, and that was nice. It was nice. Not feel any particular push for it in any which way. I just have a challenge for you. Oh boy, what will this be? Any nausea med I took is really good for nailing your ass to bed for 12 hours. That's kind of a gross hanger. Oh. Say something you never said before. I have no idea what that would even entail, honestly. Check out that bit on Graven. I have not, actually. The irony of watching a bunch of YouTube videos today is I didn't actually watch any of the videos that people posted for me to watch. So don't take that personally. It's just how things go, you know. Also, I did notice your previous comment. Now remember, Oddish doesn't trust us enough to let us nominate games on his page anymore, which is the best call I've seen him make in a long time. It's true. It's true. You might notice there is no request button right now, and that's because, as far as I'm concerned, we've been on this page for an entire night and change. So I feel like if people haven't requested something by now, they're not going to. So, if anybody has any particular inclinations, if you missed something on here, or you haven't been around for like the last 2 Power Hours nights, and you really, really want to put something on the list, I will hear your entreaty, but I promise nothing. I am in the mood to turn the page tonight, chat. I don't even remember what exactly is going to face us once we do, but I think it would be in our best interest. Do you want to see Dream Probe? I can't remember if we've done... I feel like we did that one. Was that like an absolutely terrible platformer or something? Curious about the Lawnmower Man, I'm sure it'd be a good game. You can check out the VOD for that one. What's up, PM Collector Boy? Got a few games on my wish list that might look interesting to you. Wolfhounds for like NES, Metal Gear, but Metroidvania, Big Catch, movement-based 3D platform, The Fishing Rod, Amazing Crackpots Club. Looks like a site on Windjammers. Interesting, okay. Take a look at those. Transylvanian Adventure of Simon Quest looks cool. That's on my wish list, yeah. I'm gonna keep an eye on that one, see what happens. My guy, I'm on mobile, I see your squiggles. I'm just glad you're here, Zem. I'm just glad you made out. Also, good evening, Shadows and Deep Thought. Down yet another rabbit hole, this time about weird-ass canceled GBC peripheral to let exchange data with the Dreamcast. That is really weird, yeah. Third party, I assume. Third party and unlicensed. Pace him out. Darius 3 Gun Force, Pirates of Dark Water. Hello, hello. Just realized on this list of action games there is no Castlevania. Do you know why? Because I can tell you why. I'm curious if anybody else might know why. Carpathian Excursions of Legally Distinct Vampire Hunter. Yes, Super Castlevania 4. It's on the next page. This page only goes through RO for action games. So when we turn the page, you will still have a selection of action games to choose from, including all the ones that start with Super. And I have to assume that is a not insignificant amount. But I also don't remember what genres are going to be featured on the next page anyway. Yeah, we're not even out of the action section. To be fair, the action section is by far the largest. They shuffled most everything on the Super Nintendo under action. Why bother the number 4 then? I have no idea. I really don't. Castlevania NES game, not SNES. The 4th one was an SNES game. Super Castlevania 4. The first 3 are on NES. There must be 2 pages dedicated to Super. Sega actually published Sakura Wars spin-offs at GBC in 2000. It's supposed to be a peripheral transfer data between that and the Dreamcast alongside plans to do patches and DLC for GBC games. By the Dreamcast modem connectivity of patent to be is to be believed. That's crazy. That is really, really crazy. Remind of a quote from The Incredibles: when everyone is super, no one will be. I still remember that other feature we got stuck on where they were talking about the naming conventions for games and all the NES games that had Super in their title that then they had to do something with. Like, Super Tecmo Bowl is an NES game, so Tecmo Super Bowl is the Super NES game. Did you ever beat the Dial Boss in Contra 3? No. I gave it a couple tries, and then I was like, let's just move on. So, somewhere I've got a VOD of beating it. I don't remember how long ago it was. It was a long time. I think the first time I streamed Contra 3, I beat it. And then we've come back to it a couple times. I don't think I've beaten it since. Even weirder would have been through IR. Oh, ew. Oh, God. Infrared was never really the right tech for gaming stuff. Super Tecmo Super Bowl Super Turbo Edition. Anyway, we should probably get to it. Fucking awful, fascinating, kind of awful. True enough. True enough. We do have... I'm gonna go ahead and move us along because we do have a topic to discuss. I guess it's less discussion and more me telling you what's going on. Last night, if you were here or if you weren't here, it still happened, regardless. We played a throwback style dark fantasy RPG called Skald Against the Black Priory. I gave it a full evening to really immerse myself in and get a feel for it. I really enjoyed it. I had a super good time with it. I left the door open to start a full playthrough of it from that and continue it on Monday, but I also gave y'all the option of choosing another game, another recent release that I've been really interested in playing called Dread Delusion, which is a first-person kind of Morrowindy action RPG with a big like PS1 aesthetic to it. We did a vote for that on Discord today to see which one people would be more interested in seeing, and Dread Delusion won out. So, I can tell you conclusively that on Monday we will be starting Dread Delusion, the whole game this time, not just a quick look at it. So, I am very excited about that. I have been wanting to play this game since it got its full release a month or so ago. That also means I'm probably going to continue Skald in my own time, which I am perfectly okay with. Also, more than a little Ultima influence. That's definitely true, too. That is definitely true, too. So yeah, that is the result, and I can parlay that into a reminder of the schedule for next week, because it's basically known. We're going to start Dread Delusion on Monday. Dread Delusion will be Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. Thursday will be here, or rather on the next page. But Thursday and Saturday, I'm pretty sure we'll still be working through the Power Index. And then Friday, next week, we're doing a Steam Next Fest demo wheel, because the Steam Next Fest is next week. And I really, really enjoy doing those, and I know y'all enjoy wheels of all sizes and shapes and contents. Skull visually reminds you a bit of Loop Hero. Yeah. Loop Hero also went for that kind of, like, crunchy, dark fantasy pixel art. Skull's pretty cool, just knows not inclined to pull any punches. The store page informs you of that very, very pointedly, so yeah. I knew that going in, but I also really like the aesthetic they have going on. Looks really neat. It is really neat. It's a really cool game. I know I've just started. I basically made it through the prologue and a little bit of chapter 1, I guess, but I would recommend it based on what I've played. It's very fun. It has SRPG combat, and it is fast-paced and satisfying, which is honestly not something I would say about a lot of SRPGs. They tend to be very plodding in their combat, but not Skald. Skald just goes by real quick. And I appreciate that. It's crunchy, too. You want a crunchy RPG. That's a good one for you. Moonring is another really good indie Ultima-like from semi-recent. I've heard that name before. I know that came up when it came out. Yeah, that's right, it's free. That's free. People were mentioning that because of that, I believe. You know what else is free, Ted? You know what else is free? You know where to look. The sum total of the Super NES library. And that's what we have in front of us, and that's what we're gonna work through tonight. So we got a couple games. We got a few more games. We got 4 more games from this page to get through. And I say we go ahead and get to it. Video games before the 20-minute mark. Can you believe it, chat? By either ex-Bullfrog or ex-Lionhead staff. Interesting. People in Peter Molyneux's orbit. I thought y'all were trying to sell me on this. 4 more from this page for now. Ah, but I got out ahead of this one, Chaos. I don't have requests open. I've decided we've had enough. I've decided I'm cutting you off. But I am honoring this one. Slightly less evil. Oh, don't worry. You can be as evil as you want on the next page. You'll get at least tonight and the next night to just go ham on requests for the next page. But I think if we spend roughly 2 to 3 nights on each page of the index, we should be in a pretty good place, I think. I'm going to be the raccoon this time. Both of you assume I can't drive you crazy with other requests? I would never assume such. I went to Nantucket today. I'd beaten it years ago. Nantucket is the whaling management sim, right? Mirroring kind of combines an Ultima-like with a roguelite, world mapping quests or semi-static dungeons or traditional roguelike style. Makes for a super cool mix. That's interesting. I'm gonna skip that very weirdly localized intro. Okay. I can eat those. I can do that. Okay, that's the button I need. I'm gonna stick with leaves. Oh my god. Stop haunting me. What's up, Ms. Roy? How you doing tonight? Weird when I hear Nantucket, I think of Limericks that end with fuck it. Nah, cause that's like the traditional, isn't it? There once was a girl from Nantucket or whatever. You know, it's getting spoopy. Play the Pocky and Rocky remake-able again. Now that working Skeletons are causing problems. Holy, what the Christ happened? Oh no, I accidentally picked up fire. Well, that just kind of wasted things. I kind of hate the weapon system in this. I kind of hate how upgrades work. I hate that there's 2 tracks, and picking up a power-up from the other track basically just wastes it. I really wish that wasn't the case. But nickel every time I watch you play the next game from this issue feature not anatomically incorrect to nuke. Have 2 nickels, which isn't a lot, but it's weird it's happened twice. That's good. So the game title said the Rocky Horror Picture Show, and I had so many questions. That's the joke! It's me being silly. There we go. Alright, we got super leaves. Fuck them up. Aha, I'm your adversary. Shake my ass at you. Dodge some of those. Enemies all yokai in this game? Yes, they are. Yes, they are. We're almost there. There we go. Conversation about anatomically correct Tanukis is driving me nuts. We're talking young cast that movie was a process. All of it at a young age that I first saw it. Oh, I bet. Oh, I bet. I think I first saw it in middle school, and I had enough context at that point to get what was going on. I was like, this is pretty cool. Me and my bro found my sister's copy of the soundtrack on tape, and we were very confused when we were like 8. Older, gayer, much more queer version of me has a very different appreciation of that movie. Not bad. I'm sorry, whatever, skip. There's like a extra bad yokai that's fucking up all the other yokai. Now you're up to the minute. This game actually reminds, like, I know a bunch of you are big Pocky and Rocky enjoyers. Do y'all know the game The Twisted Tales of Spike McFang? Because I played that game out. I rented that game and had a real good time with it. Only saw 3 minutes of it. I don't like this guy. This is Cherry Balloon. Ballroom Blitz is nowhere to be found in Rocky Horror for some odd reason. A lot of people think it's part of the soundtrack. I'm curious. And excuse me for opening a fucking box. Oh. Okay, well, I guess we're doing fire now. Accidentally. Again, really annoyed by the upgrade system in this game. I think it's something that's always gonna bother me about it. Wow, actually, I got super screwed on upgrades this time. When I picked up that fire one, I think it basically undid all the progress I had made. I do like all the really creative yokai in this game. That is cool. Oh! Okay, I found the screen clear button. Took some hits and power down from that. Once I switched over to fire, like I was at max leaves, and then once I switched over to fire, I know I went down from like the big fireball to like the little one. And then when I went back to leaves, I was like back to this, like back to the start. Also, I think you power down from like every other hit you take. Not a fan of these guys. Oh no! I think you like Tight Ink Justice. It's a weird scoring system where you pause at any time while still keep score, but let it count towards the leaderboard. It's interesting. Oh, the raft.
Okay, I think I've played Pocky and Rocky enough times. I wanted to do a little refresh on it, but I think that's enough for me. I think that's good. I feel like I've played this like 4 or 5 times at this point. What's next? Ah. I'll know and love this one. A little quiet relative to the game. That's weird. Everything is as normal. Nothing has been adjusted. It might depend on the individual game. I have noticed that volume levels are not consistent between these games. So this next one might be better. Be in a better place. Mike Gain having a bad day. Banjo similar 1992. It's the only thing anybody ever remembers about this game. The only thing anybody ever remembers is the box art, which is really funny to me. Personally, I remember the environments. Pretty weird. That was the whole point of it. The whole reason it looks like that was just because marketing wanted to put something memorable on it because they were afraid that the game was too generic or wouldn't stand out otherwise. And I mean, they weren't wrong, right? They weren't. It worked, but I don't think it really did much for the game itself. Obviously, that's John Phalanx's Moonshine Swilling Grandpappy. We've beaten this? I don't even remember. This game is so indistinct to me. I don't even remember how far we've gotten in it. Yeah, exactly. Box was memorable, but didn't do anything to move units. Which is honestly what they really needed. Y'all are gonna have to tell me if I've beaten this or not, because I honestly don't remember. I don't think we have. I think, is this the one with the, like, the Mode 7 space station that we attack? I remember these hit sounds, because I hate these hit sounds. They are so sad and weird. Remember the damage sound being a neutral? Yeah. Yeah, the explosions in this game are really, like, tinny to me. And the hit sounds just are, like, I don't know, like you're trying to do an illegal action in Excel or something. Music is really mid. This is such a generic shooter. Like, I really don't remember anything about this that stands out. Like, it has a different sort of upgrade system. Like, I have a stack of power-ups right now, and I can actually expend them for screen clears and go back to other weapons I've collected. So there is a small amount of strategy to managing your weapons and power-ups. But, I mean, as long as you can manage with whatever you picked up, it doesn't really matter. The Amiibo futuristic final boss with invincible balls is a shot blocker. Oh, wait, I do, oh! Was it like a space baby?
Were we fighting some kind of space baby? End Eve alert! Hit the deck, chat! Don't call my phone to sneeze twice and hung up and get sick of these cold. I think maybe it was some kind of weird, like, space fetus that we fought. There's so many of those. I mean, I don't know how you expect me to keep them straight. Why is space so full of babies? I think it's supposed to be a metaphor for something. That, or like every 90s shmup dev saw 2001: A Space Odyssey and was like, yes, I want this. This shall be my legacy. Like, look, it's a spaceship that sends out other smaller spaceships. Cool. Is that the game you gave up on the final boss in one session beat in the next? Oh, okay. Yeah, that definitely sounds like something I would do. Also, I don't think that was the level boss. I think that was I think we just had a rematch with the mid-boss. Speaking of mid. Real talk, I can't keep anything straight these days. No, keep it gay then. This reminds me of Stellaris. Warning what? What are you warning me about? Oh, okay, yeah, I remember. Okay. I'm some of the memories are starting to come back. The bosses had some kind of neat designs to them. Like, the further we got into the game, the more like humanoid they started to appear. Okay, I just took damage. Well, some kind of like funky damage system in this. This guy's going to pieces on me. Warning, something interesting might happen. Phalanx again with the nearly invisible bullets. That's true too. Yeah, these little tiny red dots are not terribly noticeable. Also, your ship kind of looks like the R9A arrowhead from R-Type. But you got another Space Odyssey movie from Dave's perspective where it's just a space baby all filled. A little hard to hear it. That's so weird. I haven't changed anything, and the levels look completely normal on my end. I guess we'll pull it back. That's weird. Think how legible those tiny red bullets would be on CRT? Oh yeah, exactly. So okay, I remember this level's kind of neat because there's a big column of water in the middle. There should be twitchy, who'da thunk? Yeah, seriously. Oh, I wasn't paying attention. I got a new weapon that's so cool it doesn't make any noise, chat. We may have maxed out the sound channels on the SNES. He time hops in the novels. I like how half the screen makes you harder to see. Okay, I think I've made it to a mid-boss. Seems too soon to be at the boss. Yeah. Yeah, I think it's caution for mid-bosses and warning for stage bosses. I should report the game was originally released on the X68000. That's such a big number for a game console. This fucking ship doesn't do anything, man.
Novel's timeline actually goes over 1,000 years. Have you ever thought about how there's no sound in the vacuum of space? Huh? Huh? I have, and I've thought about how boring that would be in depictions of space action and drama. Makes sense. They got the stiff movement that you saw in a lot of computer shmups. 68,000 is more of a computer than a console. Yeah, chat, I gotta say, it's a perfectly average shmup. While I would never subscribe to the criticism of, like, we already have enough of this genre of game, we didn't need this one. The devs of Phalanx really should have tried to do something more interesting with it. Level keeps going on. Yeah. I think I found a bonus zone. I definitely found a bonus zone. The power-ups are trying to kill me. What do you know, Chad? They actually did do something interesting. It's just hidden away in a secret area. Mimics, you didn't check the chain. That's actually really cool. Oh shit, I accidentally switched over to charge weapon. Usually level structure, this will go on for 5 minutes. I really do not like the charge weapon in this. I'm not a real big fan of charge weapons in shmups anyway, but I really don't like these. Isn't there some way to... Sorry, that was the screen clear. I think I just expended... Yeah, I just expended one. Can I switch? Ah, okay, I can, okay. I can switch freely between them. It's the X button. What's up, Epsilon Eagle? How you doing? People know the cover art. May have never seen the full cover art included as a poster. The little man's yeller brown dog chilling. Well, that's interesting. I wonder how they cast for that. Need old banjo man. Squinting meme on those little red bullets. They are really hard to see. Especially the background like this, where there's like little red highlights and stuff on things. Okay, are we there? Did we make it? Not yet. They started the boss music without the boss. Yeah, isn't that weird that how this game's cover art is always gonna overshadow the game itself? Shit. I had a small toad living under the trunk lid of my car for a few months a couple of years ago. First time I noticed, I took it down and set it in the grass, let it go, climbed back up and stayed there. That was his spot. Try the next mission? No, I don't think I will, actually. I forget what the next mission even is. The bio cave. Oh yeah, I definitely don't want to do a bio cave right now. I am definitely not feeling a bio cave. Yeah, no thanks. We have fade our lengths. Okay. Been playing Ocarina of Time Master Quest for the first time. Interesting. Interesting. How are you finding it? Did you know that there are 4 games on the SNES that start with Metal? Metal Combat, Metal Marines, Metal Morph, and Metal Warriors. Recently learned the Mega Man 1's cover art was rushed. They called the guy to make cover art in a day. Pretty rushed. There is no Metal Slug, fortunately. If this is what I think it is, it's going to be very odd that this was shuffled under... Yeah, it is really weird that they put this one under action. This is Sergeant Kraft. Commander, we have a communication from the enemy. Okay. It's Commander Garland. Welcome to your final battle. This is Bill Garland, commander of the North American Theater. Water Temple was actually more straightforward than vanilla. Mostly just put switches in really bizarre places. You got a lot of guts to attack a professional army. Yeah, okay, I don't think we can do this one tonight. I have been waiting for this one to show up in the magazine, and I kind of need a little guidance on this. This is an isometric strategy game. So again, no idea why they put this one under action. Can't fully learn how to play this game with a manual? Yeah, exactly. You own this game? Nice. Here's me start for a sec. What's up, Epico? Deploy. Okay. Oh god, there's so many things to do. So you can build stuff, or you can deploy the units. We're gonna hit attack. Select the attack unit. There, go for it. Alright. Back in the day, your game was either action or sport. I'm kind of wondering if maybe they confuse this with one of the other metal type games. Yeah, start. I think I'm just kind of watching things happen here. This is pretty, yeah, I think it's kind of like, it'd be like a Gundam squad-based strategy game with base building and such. Yeah, unfortunately, I have no idea what I'm doing in this game. We got an enemy attack coming. Nice shot, idiot. I know you can get ICBMs in this game. Oh, I get it. I get it. So when you do an attack, you attack like a subsection. So whatever's not around, okay. So you can kind of strategically choose where to attack so that the enemy doesn't have as many defenses. The game's really effing hard later on. We're talking seriously. You're gonna make me, you're gonna nuke me now out of all times. Yeah, honestly, I'm gonna take a mulligan on this one for tonight, because this is strategy games. I wasn't expecting to get a strategy game tonight, because we're not in the strategy section, we're in the action section. But we will definitely get to that game in the future, don't you worry. That's definitely gonna happen. And, alright, last one from this page. Which I am extremely confident that we played before. And of course it's not there. It is there. Check out these mini Tic Tacs they make now. They're cute and I want to gobble them. Fair enough. Oh, those are really cute. Yeah. Has a distinct charm to it. Do some infograming. Why is it infogrames? Because French? So in French, games is grames? Mistranslation of infoglam. Terrible. Punch peoples. Okay. Actually, oh my god, I turned that guy into turkey somehow. French are gonna call it info inches. I don't think I've actually played this one. I think we might have done Asterix and Obelix. But I don't think we played this one. Where it would seem you just play as Asterix. Punch that man out of his fucking sandals. Do-do-do-do-do-do. Ow. Wait, what the hell? What do you want me doing here, game? Is there anything more elemental to platforming than going right? Infogrames are Atari now anyway. Playing all these sort of bits and bobs, they surely do something. Definitely inspect any cauldron you encounter, okay. Yeah, apparently I'm just going wrong. You can go through caves. There's an arrow that says... Oh, okay. So if I follow the screen there, I don't die. That's handy. I've been platforming my whole life. Suddenly it all makes sense, huh? Infogrames comes from the original name idea infogram, which is a portmanteau of informatique and program. Oh, okay.
That makes a lot more sense. Yeah, as an ignorant child, I always assumed it was some kind of corruption of, like, info games. But clearly it is not. I have learned something. They ran Atari into the fucking dirt. Have you ever touched a turtle and shrunk to half your height? Act 1, 2. Stonehenge already. Oh my god, that fucking dog, like, just borfed that dude in the ass. Okay, I inspected a cauldron, and now I'm all shiny, and I think immortal, and move fast, and okay, I'm back to normal now. Oh, that was actually really nice. That was actually a really good way to do the end of invulnerability. When my invulnerability ended, it just acted like I had taken a hit. So I got a different temporary invulnerability off of that, but because it's the same one you get when you get hit, I knew exactly how long it was gonna last. That's actually some really smart game design. Dogmatix, that's his name. Oh god. And I get to start the whole level over again. Sweet. I'm sorry, it's a pretty bog standard platformer. Is all. So I'm ready to move on from this. And you know what? I bet y'all are too. I bet y'all are ready to experience the next evolution in power index technology. Well, chat, without further ado, let's do it. Here we go. Oh boy, we have reached the back portion of action. We've reached the adventure section, edutainment, family, and then a tiny bit of fighting. Well, have at thee, chat. Go to town. Atari was pretty deep in the dirt when Infogrames found them. Did improve things. How dare you not spend 30 minutes on it? Arrgh. Actually kind of enjoyed XXL, even though it was a brushed up PS2 game with barely passable upscaling the old cutscenes. Alright, so first of all, let's finish talking about the action games, because yes, we do have the big wall of super games. We have Run Saber, Skulljagger, Skyblazer, Smart Ball, Soldiers of Fortune, Sonic Blastman, Space Megaforce, Spanky's Quest, Spider-Man and X-Men and Arcade's Revenge, Star Fox, parentheses, Super FX, Strike Gunner STG, Sunset Riders, Super Adventure Island. Here we go. Super Adventure Island, Super Aquatic Games, Super Bomberman, Super Buster Bros, Super Castlevania 4, Super EDF, Super Ghouls and Ghosts, Super Godzilla, Super James Bond, Super Nova, Super Putty, Super R-Type, Super Smash TV, Super Troll Island, Super Turrican, Super Valdez 4, Super Widget. That is 17 games that start with Super. Interestingly, they didn't put the Mario games under action, which kind of surprises me. We've also got Superman, Reign of Superman, Sylvester and Tweety, Tasmania, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 4, Turtles in Time. That's an odd place to put that. The Terminator, Terminator 2 Judgment Day, Thunder Spirits, Time Slip, Tiny Toon Adventures, Buster Bust Loose, Tom and Jerry, Total Carnage, Toys, UN Squadron, Universal Soldier, The Untouchables, Wayne's World, Rebecca, Dinosaur Story, Wizard of Oz, Wolfchild, and Zardion. Chat, genre really meant nothing to some people, did it? Because, like, in this broad action category, you have UN Squadron, which is a side-scrolling shmup. You have Tiny Toon Adventures, which is a platformer. You have Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 4, which is a beat 'em up. You have Tasmania, which is like a Crash Bandicoot-like. You've got Super Castlevania 4, which is a different sort of platform. You've got Super Bomberman, which doesn't have anything in common with anything else. You've got Star Fox, which is a flight sim. You got Soldiers of Fortune, which is a top-down shooter. Like, action is so meaningless. And you don't have Super Mario World. Super Mario World is adventure, if you can believe that. Wonder Quest Alien vs. Predator, since it's not a 3-player arcade version of the game we all know and love so much, I don't actually give a fuck about it. I don't think it ever actually came out, either. Captain Novalin's back, have Novocaine. Opposite of that, it causes only pain. And they've got this massive, sprawling action section that goes over 3 pages. And then we've got the adventure section, which is like 24 games, which includes... Okay, so this is what Nintendo Power considers action. Or, sorry, adventure. ActRaiser, Alien 3, Arcus Odyssey, Bob, Dream TV, Flashback: The Quest for Identity, Gods, Goof Troop, Jurassic Park, The Legend of the Mystical Ninja, The Legend of Zelda, Lord of the Rings, Mega Man X, Operation Logic Bomb, Prince of Persia, Secret of Mana, Shadowrun, The Simpsons, Bart's Nightmare, Soul Blazer, Star Trek: The Next Generation, Super Empire Strikes Back, Super Mario All-Stars, Super Mario World, Super Metroid, Super Ninja Boy, Super Star Wars, Wanderers from Ys 3, Young Merlin, and Zombies Ate My Neighbors. This is fucking inexplicable, chat. I have no idea what they even thought adventure meant. It's so bizarre. Fatal Fury come to the SNES? I believe it did. I believe it did. I think the SNK fighters and beat 'em ups were just very late additions to the SNES. Didn't arrive until like 94 and 95. Which at that point, I mean, they would be massively overshadowed by the likes of Street Fighter and Final Fight. So. Didn't I just want to call how absolutely fucking amazing the arcade version of that game was? It just doesn't get enough love. I love the AVP arcade game. I've actually beaten it. It is an extremely good game. Like, really, 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 really good. But yeah, man, adventure. We've got platformers, we've got action RPGs of several stripes. We've got top-down shooters. We've got Frontier RPG. I don't get it. I have no fucking idea what they thought of it. I can't get over this, honestly. I can't get over how weird the adventure section is in this. And I imagine the rest of these are gonna be even weird. I'm sorry. I can't. It was a big day for me, chat. Big day. Download and set up MAME just so I could relive that part of my life again. Totally worth it. Well, good on you for getting that weird beast functional. I would love to figure out how MAME works someday, but I don't have much faith in myself that I ever will. Alright, edutainment! Blessedly a small section, only 9 games. Captain Novolin, The Great Waldo Search, Mario is Missing, Mario Paint, Mario's Time Machine, which is announced, Rex Ronan, Experimental Surgeon, Thomas the Tank Engine, and Friends, Where in the World is Carmen Sandiego, and Where in Time is Carmen Sandiego. I always wish there could have been a parody game called Where in the Fuck is Carmen Sandiego? Third guy will dig out the stuff I used to set it up and send it to you. Don't threaten me with a good time. I don't think MAME is gonna be worth doing unless I do figure out how to make it work myself. Because I assume each game is gonna be different. How are 2 you fuckers all in for more Rex Ronan? What is wrong with you? That's a really good question.
That is an excellent question, because that game was dog shit. That game was fucking terrible. Anyway, family games. The Chessmaster, Clue, Family Feud, Jeopardy featuring Alex Trebek, Jeopardy Sports Edition, which I guess doesn't feature Alex Trebek and features sports in his stead. Monopoly, Rampart, Shanghai 2, Dragon's Eye, Super Caesar's Palace, Vegas Stakes, Wheel of Fortune Deluxe, and Wheel of Fortune featuring Vanna White. So apparently, Deluxe Wheel of Fortune doesn't include Vanna White or something. And then we get a quick peek at the fighting. Okay, the fighting genre has subgenres, and the first one is stage. And that includes Alien vs. Predator, Art of Fighting, Brawl Brothers, Doomsday Warrior, and Fatal Fury. I believe there's a game with a hero to raise awareness of diabetes. Oh wait, was that you that played that monstrosity? It was, and it was awful, and I hated it. Skyblazer would only have continued from last time. Does Skyblazer have a password? Because I don't even remember how far I got in Skyblazer before. If it has save files, I can pick up from there. If it doesn't, yeah. Arksasi, don't get stuck in the waterfall. But they couldn't subdivide action. I don't know. I really feel like they came up with the idea for the Super NES Index like 20 minutes before going to press. And they just threw it at one of their interns here, like, knock this together. One Wheel of Fortune is obviously not enough. I mean, if the first one makes money... Lodra, I'm gonna go ahead and refund you that one. There is no way I'm playing more Legend of Zelda at this point. I have played so much Legend of Zelda on this channel. And I don't think anybody's gonna get anything out of me just running through that castle in, like, first dungeon again. That's right. You don't have to apologize for anything. I'm just explaining why I'm doing it. I might kick back some of these other ones too. R-Type 3 when? We're getting close. We're getting close. R-Type 3 is not too much further. Yeah. Action versus adventure, what a nonsense distinction. Especially when you look at what these, like, all these are. Skyblazer cheese. I mean, look, I don't remember where we got to in Skyblazer. Like, you... Arcane, honestly, you were clearly way more invested in Skyblazer than I was. So, I don't know where to pick up with that, if you really want me to do that. I forget if any starter fighting does the zoom in and out like the arcade version does. I guess we'll find out. And I guess I better get started on these, because there's fucking 17 requests to go through. And the first one's Castlevania 4, which honestly I could just play. I could just spend the entire evening playing. You're right, I really like that game. I mean, look, nothing wrong with that. I think it's interesting that you seem to get very, very invested in a lot of the games that we play. I like the multiplayer notes on if it's simultaneous or alternating play. I like that too, except they're wrong most of the time. Like, I know on the last page, there were a couple games that they listed as, like, 2-player simultaneous that didn't even have 2-player modes at all. So. Ninja Warriors in, like, 3 months, but they didn't put in the index. What a travesty. Awful feature. Alright, anyway, yeah, let's get going. Y'all put in 18 requests. What the heck is Shanghai 2 Dragon's Eye? It's basically like the Mahjong tile matching thing. Yeah. It's that. Its claim to fame is that you can swap out traditional Mahjong tiles for, like, flags or road signs or other goofy shit. Yeah, Mahjong, but not the cool one. Not the cool gambling one you can play with old Asian chain smokers.
Super. The Mahjong that came with little windows. Rampart's the only thing in family that's not a game show or board card game. Yeah, and I from that perspective, I kind of get why they put it in there. It does feel kind of board gamey the way it's set up. Yeah, it's funny that the family section is basically just board games and game shows. Freaking loved and hated Mystical Ninja. I love Mystical Ninja. I absolutely adore Mystical Ninja. It is hard. It is hard. It's got some bullshit parts in it, but I love it. Alright, yes, we know. I forget, what are the options in this game? Oh, it's just the controls. That's fine, whatever. Ahoo! Orbsy. Play the sequels of Mystical Ninja a lot more. I really should play them. I have only ever played Legend of Mystical Ninja. I've never played any of the other Ganbare Goemon games. Chat, I can talk endlessly about how much I love this game. I absolutely adore this game. It's one of my favorite games of all time. Goemon 2 is on the import wheel, yeah. I was a little sad that we haven't gotten to it yet. I don't want to go to Castlevania! Skellington. I'm glad I found this channel. My friends don't understand my love for NES. They don't? Bunch of charlatans. This was my childhood. This was the NES and SNES and the Game Boy were the formative gaming experiences for me. They gave me a lifelong love of the art. And for that, I will always be grateful. You know what, let's just go. No Dracula X, but this is pretty good. Man, thank God it's no Dracula X. Thank our lucky fucking stars it is no Dracula X. I actually recognize that sound effect from Gradius 3, which we played on Thursday. Draculax, accept no substitutes. Ask your doctor if Draculax is right for you. Like the pauses, I was just brain tried and failed to hide the memory of Draculax protected. That game is such dog shit, man. That game is atrocious. And it's one of those, like, insidiously bad games where, like, it doesn't start bad, but it gradually gets worse and worse until, like, the final stages are just pure agony. Thought I had that grip, but I didn't. I want to play the game with the disabilities, so I escaped the world of Nintendo. Aww. Well, if they didn't appreciate you, that is their loss, clearly. Dracula says we have Rondo of Blood in hell. Dracula X says, don't you wish we had Rondo of Blood? Too fucking bad. There we go. There we go. Into double trouble. Moonwalk. This is gonna sound really dumb.
and come as a surprise to exactly none of you. It took a while for child me to realize these were supposed to be stables. I think as the windows in this place, looking out on the starry sky, kind of confused me. Aha. What? Oh my god, I love this game. This is one of my all-time favorites. I adore this game. And if you get me started, I will talk endlessly about everything I love about it. Look at the background. Look at the skeletal horse. Contemplating the void. Talk about it, Oddish. To me, this is like the quintessential Castlevania. It feels to me like it gets the tone of the series and the atmosphere better than any of the others. Like, Castlevania is and always will be kind of like campy horror. And the NES games did a pretty good job with that. Kind of leaning into horror. Less of the camp but like not really with the artistry to sell the horror aspect of it. This one to me doesn't. Like, this one, the art in this game is like perfect for what it's trying to accomplish. Like, shit is creepy and weird and unnatural, and it's really funny in parts. Like hitting Mr. Skelly Man and kind of like flying apart for just a second. Oh, I missed it. Oh, I suck. Walk the dog. Symphony of the Night didn't exist would absolutely be your favorite in the series. I think it's fair to evaluate the traditional stage-based Castlevanias separate from the Metroidvania Castlevanias. Yep, Fred is scared, Paula Abdul. Timeless. I love the world map in this one. Lots of Castlevanias have really good world maps, but it does a lot of interesting things with it, too. Like, Stage 2 has the unique distinction of being the only stage to have a boss in the middle of it as opposed to at the end, which gives it a very different sort of feel. I think when you have a stage like this, I think when you have a stage where the boss is in the middle and then you keep going, I think that does a better job of making you feel like you're on a journey, like you're actually getting somewhere. Stages in video games don't always feel like that. Sometimes they just feel like a set piece, a place where you are to do the action thing. But I think really great stages feel like journey. By the time you get to the end of them, you feel like you're in a different place. You know, you feel like you've made some kind. Whoops, I've never done that before. It makes you feel like you've moved on and are making like tangible progress towards your goal. So, for example, the first level of this game in the stables, like, yeah, you go through the gates and the courtyard and into the stables, but it doesn't have the same feeling of progression that this stage does. You know, you go through these creepy woods, you get to the like pillars and cliffs and stuff, and you make it to that ruined temple where you fight the Medusa. Or guy came out of nowhere. And then you keep going down the big river. So bringing out the stage level based games from the Metroidvanias makes sense. Yeah, because I mean, they're two different things, you know? If I say I want to play Castlevania, you know, if I want to play like Super Castlevania 4, like Symphony of the Night isn't going to suffice there, you know. This is a game that I can sit down and play anytime, you know, just like run through a few levels, admire the artistry of it. Symphony of the Night is something you gotta block out time for. You gotta commit to it. Cross the best sub-weapon and I will die on this hill. Always depends on the game. I think the Cross tends to have a better track record than most. Shout out to Castlevania 1 Holy Water, though. That thing cannot be stopped. Cannot be contained.
Another great song too. I'll never not bring the soundtrack up every time we play this. Yeah, the soundtrack is legendary. The aesthetic in this game is perfect. It accomplishes exactly what it needs to, and it does it through its pixel art and its soundtrack and its sound design. Just an absolutely incredible game. Oh my god, what happened to your nipples? Doesn't matter, you're dead now. Symphony of the Night did have a lot going on. And yeah, Symphony of the Night's Cross is... I mean, it's an item crash in a game where you don't really get item crashes, so it has its purpose, but taking up your entire sub-weapon slot for that is not great. I was like the Bowser gems, those have definite utility. Those have their place. The sub-weapon I never cared for in Symphony of the Night was the ashes. I don't remember ever really finding a use case for those. Yeah, ROM hack goes to CV4 and it looks pretty interesting. Like a remix to the levels. Oh, no kidding. Alright, I think this is the last part of this level. Are the ashes even for? I'm not sure. They're like really shitty holy water. And I don't know if the concept was like holy water that does one big hit instead of like a bunch of little ones. But honestly, like the holy water in Symphony of the Night is really, really good. Probably my favorite sub-weapon. My favorite would be the lightning gauntlet if it didn't just devour your hearts to use. Holy water doing a million tiny hits has massive utility in that game. More platforming to them, it doesn't look as a lot harder, if that makes sense. Just more active traversal. Interesting. Just cool sprinkle ashes made of a saint on monsters. The what now? The lightning gauntlet. Literally clear several bosses with the holy water alone in Symphony of the Night. Yeah, definitely. And I remember holy water being pretty essential for the really hard boss fights like Galamoth. Like being able to do like constant damage on that dude while trying to dodge all of his bullshit was super helpful. Don't remember that at all. It is not one of the more common. In fact, it's probably the rarest sub-weapon. The only place I know, I remember for sure you can get it from is in the alchemy lab. There's that hidden room with all the colored tanks that have all the sub-weapons in the game. I think that was the first place I found it. It's really powerful, like stupidly powerful. But it drains all of your hearts when you use it. You can also find the lightning in the Coliseum. Oh, okay. Yeah, I remember it fired out like a purple beam. And the beam itself didn't do damage. When the beam hit something, it would connect it with a lightning bolt that would do a ton of damage. And you could maintain it as long as you mash the button. But like each cast of it costs like a bunch of hearts. The music in this level is so cool. Ow, what the fuck was that? Yeah, I use like 5 to 8 hearts per bolt. Yeah, it was not a cost-effective weapon. Like it. For sure. Frame rate holding up admirably while I fight those mudmen. This song I low-key love. It is so it is like the perfect intersection of like reserved and ominous. And I love it. Like, it's very calming and at the same time threatening. And it's kind of crazy to me that a single piece of music can accomplish that. We're fighting the hippogriff of the holy water is a fucking joke. My friend was baffled by it and I couldn't help but laugh. Very dour elegy. That's an excellent way to put it. And it's paired with like a really cool area too. You know, this area is ostensibly some sort of like waterfall. There we go. It's got all this weird little like stonework and woodwork and some stuff that almost looks like shrines built up here. Yeah, like that looks like some kind of little shrine. All the music in this game is excellent. Great mix of Baroque elements, romantic, and jazz. Yes, absolutely. Perfect for this game. Oh, it's the water temple. I played the first Castlevania a bit way back in the day and liking it. None of my friends at the time had it and never really got to do all that much with it. Yeah, I didn't have any of... This was my first Castlevania. No, sorry. This was my second Castlevania. My first was Adventure on the Game Boy. So it's kind of a miracle that I ended up loving the Castlevania series at all. With that being my introduction. But fortunately, this was my second game, and this made me love it. But yeah, I didn't have any of the NES Castlevanias until the used game era took off, and I was able to collect them. And the Symphony of the Night was an interesting one. I did not know it existed. And then a friend of mine in college who was a huge Symphony of the Night fan, I think bought it for me for my birthday. I'm pretty sure my copy of Symphony of the Night was a gift. And I played it and I was gobsmacked. I could not believe what I was playing. No, fuck. Forgot that can happen. Still never actually played Symphony of the Night. I'm saving that to stream it. That'll be a hell of an experience. I envy anyone being able to play that game for the first time. Oh, that's convenient. It was always odd to me in Castlevania that you had to build up your whip. Favorite Castlevania? Absolutely Lord Crispin. Honestly, yeah. Of the conventional platformer Castlevanias, this one's definitely my favorite. Honestly, even if you factor in the Metroidvanias, this one still might be my favorite. Just because I can come back to this anytime and play through a couple levels and have a great time with it, and I need those fuckers. Ah, you bitch. If I die there again, I'm moving on to our next game. Just nostalgia and ease of play. It's a comfort game for sure. I listen to much of the OST pretty often. Yeah. Yeah, I definitely get that. It is a definite feel-good game. Because, again, like, the atmosphere, the aesthetic, the tone is just, like, pitch perfect. It does exactly what it's supposed to do.
Symphony of the Night might be first for you. That was right fucking behind it. Symphony of the Night, I know I've talked about this, but even constraining it to the Metroid-style Castlevania, Symphony still isn't my favorite. That goes to Aria of Sorrow. I love that game. Symphony is an amazing game, but I feel like once you start playing the other ones, you start to very much see how it was like it was the test case, it was the template for what would come later. I mean, it still does some really neat stuff. This is a Masia life. No way am I giving that game that kind of credit. Shame that Simon can't swim, but then again, so can't I. Ah, Skellington. Wasn't this early in the SNES life cycle? This was practically a launch title. This was very early on. Oh, shit. Oh, no. There we go. I haven't played through all of Dawn of Sorrow. I found a mod that gets rid of the drawing element that definitely makes it better. Yeah, I wonder if I should do that when I stream it eventually. Only reason I haven't done Dawn of Sorrow yet is because I haven't gotten any kind of DS emulator going yet. But I will at some point. But I forgot the birds can knock you off of stairs. No, let's start off mode 7 or whatever it's called. Yes, yeah. Played a bit of Rondo of Blood on PC. Engine quickly became one of your favorites. Has Dark Souls punishing and rewarding gameplay. Rondo is fun. Long time ago, I did Rondo on stream, and it was pretty cool. Melon DS really good. Really smooth for a launch title. Emily Diaz is never quite satisfying you. It uses technology in such an integral way. That is true. That is true. And there's a lot of stuff that's on DS that I would hate to play without the actual dual screen. But Dawn of Sorrow is not one of them. Dawn of Sorrow should work just fine. I think all it used its screen for was like ease of access to the map. Boom. Hey. Did Anna Rondo not that long ago? Orb. Screen was the map and also doing the sigils for bosses. Yeah. Sigils. Well, we're almost to the real castle, but let's go in this weird side castle first. I love the little glowing eyes skulls in the castle wall here. It's like, why the fuck are you even there? Also, some weird eldritch thing reached out of that wall to try and kill me. I know when the DS Castlevania says you draw runes on the screen, you can get a hacked auto draw. Yes, that's Dawn of Sorrow. Yeah, if I remember correctly, Portrait of Ruin and Order of Ecclesia didn't really... Like, what the fuck is that thing, man? I don't think either of those two had particularly important DS integration. I think it was just convenience factor. Accessing the map and whatnot. Still have Bloodlines? I don't think I played Bloodlines. Really enjoyed Portrait of Ruin. I did too. Order of Ecclesia had runes, but you didn't have to draw them, if I remember correctly. Trying to draw the runes with the mouse is annoying. Trying to draw the runes on a traditional DS was annoying. Dawn of Sorrow would be my favorite Castlevania if it didn't have like a bunch of just really bad ideas mixed in with everything else. Yeah, Dawn of Sorrow is really, really good, and I think benefits greatly from being a follow-up to Aria of Sorrow. Portrait of Ruin is just a really solid game. There's some definite novelty to that one and some of the levels. Order of Ecclesia is really cool. I don't like how hard it is. Like, straight up, I don't play Castlevania games. I don't play the Metroid-style Castlevania game to be challenged. I didn't need Order of Ecclesia to be as hard as it is. Also, hack that adds an Aria-style artwork to Dawn. Oh, shit, no kidding. Yeah, that was definitely something that held Dawn of Sorrow back. Was I think because of a shortened development cycle, they couldn't get the Aria of Sorrow artist back, so none of the characters in Dawn are the thirst traps they should be. Should replay Order of Ecclesia? I don't remember anything about it. I do like that Order of Ecclesia has a world map. Like, there's this really interesting progression with the DS Castlevanias where Dawn has a traditional castle map but does some unique stuff with it. Portrait has a traditional castle map but has, like, sub-areas which allow them to do some more... This area. Yeah, it has sub-areas that allows them to do some more creative things with the level design. And then Ecclesia just goes full world map. Like, there's a town, there's discrete, like, there's different areas around the world. And then, of course, you do eventually get the castle. Because it wouldn't be Castlevania without a fucking castle. I will say the DS, in my opinion, the DS run of Castlevanias is a much better run than the GBA ones. Even though GBA includes my favorite of all time, Circle is a decent game with some really bad ideas in it, and Harmony of Dissonance is kind of a mess. Of course, we were in another fucking boss battle with Death where it was genre savvy. Yeah. That was honestly really cool. So I think there's more consistent quality and innovation among the DS games than there are among the GBA games. Do the new retro handhelds have NES, SNES games? I haven't done any research. I know there are custom handhelds that can play them. I have an Analog Pocket and a GBA EverDrive for it, and I actually have an NES emulator on it. But because of the differences in screen proportions, it doesn't really display correctly. Still, in a pinch, I can play NES games on it, which is pretty cool. But I'm sure there's something out there that would suit your needs. Large stone manses. Large hoppy stone man who falls apart as you hit him. Sorry about the screen flashing, by the way. I know that's kind of obnoxious. You know the Super NES on Mode 7? I do, actually. Haha! Action pose. Such a rude when it comes to emulators. It took me a while to come around to emulation. I used to not like bothering with it, but now it's, I mean, It also helps that the used game market has gone completely insane. But yeah, just the ease of access, the convenience, the customizability of it. Yeah, it's the way to go. Yeah, the used game market is fucked right now. It is a mess. I don't think I will ever get another, like, physical out-of-print game ever again. I see no reason to. Also, chat, this is low-key probably my favorite stage in the entire game. Just because I love the atmosphere of this stage so much. All it is the castle approach. But the aesthetic of the levels, the soundtrack in particular, really sells the gravity of the situation. Like, yeah, you've been fucking around for the last couple of levels, but now shit is about to get real. It's just Dracula's front lawn. Dracula's got a fucked up front lawn, okay? I found out how much my hard copy of Def Jam Fight for New York on PS2 is worth, and wow. I'm pretty sure at my Super NES collection is worth like thousands of dollars at this point, which is stupid. It is absolutely nonsensical. Like, at this rate, I'll be able to put my girls through college with my copies of Metal Warriors and Evo: The Search for Eden. One for each of them. And like this is even better. Like, this sells it even better. Like, that last area, you had that like that bold, like, strong soundtrack, and you're marching through these scary woods and stuff, and then all of a sudden the soundtrack just drops out. It becomes this weird atmospheric thing. You've got these bizarre roots from the ceiling, from above. All the twisted nature gives way to paving tiles and stairs and columns. And then you come up into this courtyard. Statues. Oh, I'm running out of time. Holy shit. I've been appreciating this too much, chat. And then just like that, you're there. Dorcula's Castle. Dad gave away my SNES, took you a while to forgive him. Oh god, I bet. Yeah, you can't be doing something like that. The rare low time noise. Yeah, I didn't realize what it was at first. I thought I'd triggered some kind of secret. Dun 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 dun. And then like this level is like a perfect mix of creepy and threatening and goofy. He's got an extra life up. Like, of all the zombies they've ever had in the Castlevania games, these are some of the goofiest looking, if you ask me. I think they're wearing like party masks or something. I love this part. This part is so cool. The music is so good. And it's so neat. The black pulsing background is perfect for this because you really do want to focus all of your attention on just doing the platforming right. And focus on how crazy these giant chandeliers are. My hands still get sweaty when I do this. Like, I've done this part a million times, but I can't help it. It will always make me nervous. There's a secret area in here, and I always forget where it is. Like, I always miss it. As opposed to the one down in the vault, which I can always find. Mechanic was so fucking cool, the time still is. Yeah, absolutely, yeah. No! I lost my freaking... Damn it! Really could have used that, honestly. Orf, 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 orf. Great, I get double the axes. It's getting out of hand. Now there's two of them. Accidentally using your subby weapon's the worst. Definitely something your Dom will get mad about. Orf, 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 orf. What does the number tile 2 do? It means you can have two sub-weapons out at once. Normally, you can only throw one sub-weapon at a time, but the number 2 tile lets you have two out at once, and the number 3 tile... Well, you can probably guess what that does. Ah, fuck. Love it when everything respawns. Especially in ghouls and ghosts. Yeah. Fortunately, that platform reset. This concept of majority whip have an entirely new twist. God, I thought that guy had me. The murder coffins are so funny to me. Love those guys. And dagger and then getting stuck with a blue flame. Yeah. What could be worse? Mood though? Oh, definitely. Apparently this game's sitting on a shelf I never play are worth quite a bit. Yeah, the used game market is insane. Stuff that didn't used to be insane is insane now. Like, I kind of understood it with Super NES games. Like, there are a few systems out there with the level of nostalgia that the SNES had. But also... like the general availability of games too. These are like the weirdest enemies. Like these ghost skeleton swordsmen only exist there to hit you if the spectral wall hands grab you. Really never understood that one, but whatever. Chibi Robo for $234. Oof. Oof. Can I just... Yes, this works. Getting it with the stink hand.
I like it.
Sorry to spoil the fun, but that's a murderous dining table. I watched The Wizard last week to feel that nostalgic excitement again. Oh, man. I remember learning about Super Mario Brothers 3 from that and just being like just blowing my mind. A long ass level. Never really occurred to me. God, we're not even there yet. I'd forgotten what one-ups look like in this game. Boring, that's what they look like. Okay, let's see how this goes. So this is the ubiquitous Paula Abdul and Fred Astaire. Also, once you get into the castle, the damage scaling goes kind of wonky. You start taking a lot more damage and doing less. It's not easy. Alright, chat. I have been thoroughly loving this, thoroughly enjoying this, but in the interest of time, I think we should probably move on. I think I have Castlevania'd enough for one evening, and I have 17 more games I'm supposed to play. So, perhaps next time. There will always, with Castlevania, there will always be a next time, like, for sure. Alright, what's next on this list? Vast list. Ah, okay. Okay. Maybe I remember this one? I hate to admit it, but all the SNES shmups are starting to run together in my brain, except for Gradius and R-Type. So worth the points to request it? I mean, I enjoyed it. Even if nobody else did, I enjoyed it. There it is. That was a nice romp, wasn't it? I do love me a good,
Space
entertaining romp.
Megaforce.
I forgot that they...
Toho.
Space Megaforce! I don't remember what the story is, and I don't care. Noom. Short game. Don't mind if I do. I remember this now. I remember this now. I think I also just missed my first weapon power-up. Would have been awfully nice. The effects is like dropping a bag of pennies. I know. Laser. I talk about this anytime we play lesser-known shmups, but like I cannot stress how important good sound design is to every shmup. Short game is kind of mean. Maybe it's a short game because you die really fast in it. Multi-direction shot. You go through over the obstacles? Yeah, some of that stuff is solid. Missile. Oh, that was it. No boss. The end. No moral. Oh, no, we don't need to do this. We don't need to be doing this. I appreciate it anytime there's a hype man slash announcer. Well, I died. Balls expanding, are they in the distance? I think they're expanding. I think they're supposed to be planets. Though, honestly, they look more like cookies than anything. Yeah, exactly, low drive. Completely agree. Scatter shot. Laser.
Multiple shot.
Multiple shot. Here's my ginger snap. Yeah, I could really go for some cookies right now. That'd be great.
Laser.
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 Oh, look, my laser's all ziggity zaggity now. Okay, so I think short game is just like way the fuck harder. There's no bosses in this game. Or if I'm cutting out the middleman, just eating cookie dough like a savage. Nice. Shmup where you die when you hit the ball, but sometimes you can go through the edge is no go. I need my visual clarity. Yeah, this is not a good one for visual clarity. This stage feels like case in point. My eyes. What was this shit again? This is Space Megaforce. The explosion sounds are good, but the impact sounds are absolute dog shit. Brent and I are attempting butter mochi brownies tomorrow. See what happens. We're not bakers. Godspeed. Okay, that's okay. I do have a screen clear that I want to use. I like this powered up laser. It's pretty sweet. I would like to not lose it. Multiple shot.
Laser.
Wow, it just keeps going. My laser is currently level 6. Okay, I'm done with this. There's no bosses, and no bosses in a shmup is kind of insane. I think there are bosses in the normal game. I guess they just take them out of the short game. But yeah, that's plenty of that, I think. Oh no. Oh no 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 no. Has anyone requested Thomas the Tank Engine? No. No, they have not. Yeah, we have played it before. It's I could probably get out my my auto controller and just set it on auto and let it play itself. Captain Novolin, I believe, has been requested. Actually, no. Captain Novolin was not requested. But I feel like with this on deck, you kind of don't need him.
Only threatened. Look at all this action, chat. Is there an option to make this game good? Doesn't seem like it. New diabetes games. Anyone remember that DS RPG where you have to check your blood sugar, get power-ups mid-fight? Jake Westboro thought he had it all. A successful sales career at Blackburn Tobacco Company, a beautiful wife, a great car. Jake started smoking when he was 15, but now he's dying from smoking the cigarettes he once sold. Jake's only hope is Dr. Rex Ronan, a brilliant experimental surgeon. Dr. Ronan will shrink himself to near microscopic size and enter Jake's body to fight Jake's diseases. Oh, God. Let him die. Your doctor doesn't have their name embroidered on the surgical cap. Should really be there. Entering the mouth. Funny as fuck, see SNS games we casually mentioned death like that, considering how it's generally censored. Alright. Greetings, it is I, Rex Ronan. Environmental something. Experimental something. It's me, Rex Ronan. I think I'm about to die. I would be so lucky. My name is Rex Ronan, and every day I ache for death. The sweet release of the void. One v one me emphasis. Shoot smart bombs to activate. I read text before picking up. We use pause to get like car exhaust, cigarette smoke has carbon monoxide in it. Oh, I remember. I got a weapon power-up, and it makes it much, much worse. You go from, like, a hose that cleans these to, like, a semi-auto shot that just sucks ass for the purpose you need it for. I remember in school, we watched some film about people shrinking down and entering human bodies. This concept seemed to really grip the edutainment people. Well, it's a good and engaging way to teach biology. It's the Miss Frizzle way. So there's a magic school. Oh, of course there is. Of course there is. I had the magic school bus book where they go inside Arnold's body, of course. Fucking Arnold. Did you ever take that motion sim ride at Epcot? I did. It made me violently ill. My motion sickness was not prepared for that. I can just barely do... God, this is so annoying. I can just barely do Star Tours, but I could not handle that human body ride. This sucks, chat. This sucks. This sucks. This sucks. If it helps you out clean 100%. Anything worth doing is worth doing well. Is this worth doing? Probably not, but I'm doing it. Why are you humping his gums? Hey, do you have a better idea? I don't see you shrinking down and going inside a smoker's mouth to fix all their fucking problems. Probably the weirdest thing I've said in chat in a while. Oh my god. I would like to not be ion cannon, thank you. False statement causes death. I don't even know what happened there. Fuck face. Probably smells like ass in there. Oh yeah. And this guy's not wearing a face mask or anything. Part code accomplishes some very basic dental cleaning. Yeah.
This is not, like, I'm not fucking saving this guy's life here. At best, I'm saving him like 5 minutes out of his daily routine. I mean, apparently this shithead just doesn't brush at all. Okay, I think I gotta get out of here. Leukoplakia? I don't know what that is. Your cigarette you smoke and cut 20 minutes off your life. Can I leave yet? If you die in his mouth, that area will probably become infected. You cigarette you smoke, spawns 30 robots inside your mouth. So if I remember correctly, the robots inside this guy's body were sent by the cigarette company to kill Dr. Rex so that he can't tell anybody else about the horrors of smoking. Game is as janky as I remember. Oh my god. Great, I have to fly through mucous membranes now. Motherfucker smoking Boeing brand cigarette. Dr. Rex looks like the Hoff, he really does. This is actually kind of neat. I'll give him a little credit for this. This is definitely further than I got before. I did not have the patience to deal with that asshole's mouth before. But now we're tracheing it to the next level. That was neat. This is badass NES platformers having surprisingly cool Mode 7 flight segments. Because if we can be honest for a second here, it does not take much to do a cool Mode 7 segment. I mean, this barely has a background. It's just colors cycling in circles. Yeah, Mode 7 in and of itself is quite cool. I have this funny feeling I was supposed to be... Oh, never mind. Break it complete. I guess we made it to the lung. We're gonna pick the wrong fork in the lung and end up facing the lung ogre. Yeah, whatever. Lungs. This looks fucked up. Is this what my lungs look like inside? Precancerous cells. From the Kaiser crab from around the corner. Oh, God. Oh, cat. Normally my yawns don't mean anything, but right now they mean this game is boring as shit. Also, apparently there's a band of precancerous cells that I just can't shoot because of the way fucking Rex stands. So I guess this guy's getting cancer. You can't shoot while you're in midair. Sound like Material Girl? Who greenlit this? Some shitty edutainment company. Probably getting kickbacks from some special interest group or something. Yeah, that's quite enough of that. Fuck you, Rex Ronan. I think actually 2 people? Yeah, 2 people requested that. Good lord. No counting for taste, I suppose.
The tobacco companies. Oh my god, it's so insidious. Make a horrible, shitty edutainment game speaking out against smoking to make smoking look cool. How fucked up is that, chat? Alright, we need... I didn't know this was a game. Those anti-smoking ads that make kids more interested in smoking? Exactly. Way some of these educational games go, I think Baldi's Basics qualifies as an improvement. Oh, I agree. Baldi's Basics is at least interesting. So, straight up, I was not aware there was a game on the Super NES called Wolfchild. I have no idea what this is. Some virgin's presenting me with something. Neither do I, but why not? Wolf ship. Get ready. Maybe I will. Okay, that's the screen clear. I need to not do that. For those wolf simp, for a second I was like, yo, who you calling out here? Oh, I gotta crouch and... Oh my god, I'm a Wolfman's now. I like how when I defeat these guys, they get sucked back to their home world or whatever. Ow. I've been de-wolfed, chat. It's like being defrocked, but if you're a wolf. This is not the most engaging fight I've ever had. Breach out! As far as using Amiga, as far as Amiga editing its ports goes, it seems more focused than usual. It seems like a decent enough game. What was that? I'm at 25,000 dragon coins. Well, you know you've been busy lately. Possible that you've been leaving the stream on, but haven't really had as much of a chance to use coins. Pretty sure they put in the effort to always have his hair blowing in the wind. Shitty gameplay, not too terrible music. Boss, yeah, boss is Birdchild. Oh my god, I do not know. You have to fight this. Oh my god, I do not want to fight this thing. This thing is so annoying. You know what? Honestly, that's enough Wolfchild for me. I am not in the mood to be playing like garbage baseline platformers. Wolves vs. Birds thing in furry culture? No. If this is what I think it is, we're gonna play it for like a minute. because I think I've played it a ton. Request Wolf Cousin. I think this is what I'm thinking. I mentioned something, the mullet Mad Jack. The max level upgrade of the shotgun greatly extends how many times you can reload the shotgun before you need to fire it. That is the correct way around. Okay, yeah, I played this before. I played this a lot before, in fact. Panic Me. Yeah, we're gonna play this for like a minute, and then we're gonna move on. Because while this is a perfectly solid game, I don't think I have anything new to contribute by playing it now. Does it go by a different name? That I am not sure of. It's all Pang. Shit. Do you enjoy this sort of thing, though? Yeah, games like this have never really clicked for me. I need, like... If the mechanic is something that really speaks to me, great, but not in this case. I don't find it that interesting. Personally. I don't know, I can't see myself coming home from school and running in the living room and play this for 2 hours. Yeah, exactly. I'm right there with you. Actually, oh man, I need to be keeping track of these. Okay, here's something that can occupy us for a while. Here's something we might get stuck on. His Pang is basically a conception scene from Look Who's Talking without Bruce Willis. So this game is an arcade cabinet, a wonderful smelling bakery as a kid, and I think that's the most appealing way to enjoy this game. Yeah, I think that would have helped the situation greatly if I could have smelled some delicious bread while I was playing it. Level easy? Oh, there's novice. Okay, sure, I'll play on easy. Why not? I don't remember the last time I played Super R-Type. I love the design of the R-Type ship so much. The R9A.
Okay, so this one has a 2-level charge. R-type ships always look like part of it's missing. I think that's what makes them interesting. Like part of the lore is that wave cannons use a new kind of technology that doesn't require any kind of barrel for them. Like they're able, like they just condense 0-point energy off the ship's bow and project it. More like a suppository than a ship. Wasn't where there's lore. There is a fuckload of lore for R-Type. R-Type has a story. And you'll get a lot of it from R-Type Final, honestly. The short version is pretty constant, is pretty consistent. In the future, humanity is threatened by a techno-organic empire called the Bido that just consumes everything. And conventional weapons were useless against it. Oh my god, what the fuck? And all seemed lost until humanity developed the Force, which is that glowy doodad that was attached to the front of my ship. Special pilots can synchronize with the Force and use it like an extension of their body. It's also completely indestructible, which allows them to have an advantage over the Bido. In R-Type Final, a lot of the greater plot is revealed, where the Bido are actually a bioweapon from Earth's future, I think, that got out of hand. So the humans that developed it sent it into a temporal rift to get rid of it. But the Bido are able to evolve, and were able to evolve a way to escape the temporal rift, and to get their revenge on the humans, they elected to go back in time to a less advanced point in human evolution and wipe out humanity. But humans of that time were able to learn from the Bido and develop weapons based on them, and that's actually where the Force comes from. The Force is captured Bido technology. R-Type Final also goes a step further, and reveals that as part of its specific storyline, the R-Fighter development program started experimenting with more advanced Bido integration, developing ships basically just like the Bido themselves, which then, of course, as the Bido are wont to do, turned on the creators. Were you aware there were 2 R-Type SRPGs in the PSP? I was, actually. I did know that. It's come up before. Wouldn't that wipe themselves out? I think the Bido at this point exists, like, outside the time stream. Like, I don't think the Bido can ever truly be dislodged. Shit, I got greedy. Yeah, R-Type has a really neat plot. I'm sorry, does this level have no checkpoints? This motherfucking level has no checkpoints. Super R-Type has no checkpoints, period. Huh. That kind of sucks ass.
R-Type being a single-hit kill game is not one that handles having no checkpoints well. Goodbye, R-Type. Kinda rough nowadays? Yeah, that's a good understatement. Playing games I won't play without save states. Yeah, I feel you on that. His life doesn't have checkpoints either. I play video games to escape from all that horse shit. R-Type 3 is so much better. Yeah, I don't think I've ever played 3. And R-Type 3 is only 4 levels. Yep, there's definitely nothing past that. I need that, honestly. I think that might be making... no, it's pretty handy, actually. God, Final 2 is such a money grab. Is it? I've always wanted to get Final 2. But yeah, I know the reviews for it were always mixed. Well, we seem to have found a boss. Looks like the top half of a really fucked up Gundam or something. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Well, it has a weak point, but it shoots a big old beam. No, 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 no. I am not doing this entire level for a shot of the boss. Absolutely not. Abs-fucking-lutely not. Maybe we have played this before, and as soon as I realized there's no checkpoints in it whatsoever, I was like, nope. Big nope. Yeah. R-Type needs checkpoints. It is not the kind of game that you can get through like that. Some hacks for Super R-Type to make it better. It's a very rough launch, SNES launch title. And it's a shame, too, because, like, it's technically, like, R-Type 2, isn't it? It has some similar layout and flow and items to the original, like, arcade R-Type. But feels very, very much remixed. But I never went harder on Super R-Type requests despite being part of your childhood. Mostly R-Type 2 with extra stuff. Okay, cool. Cool. Nothing wrong with that. So put some fucking checkpoints in your game, weirdos. Why would you do that? Also hella laggy. Yeah, it definitely didn't feel as tight as the arcade game. Or like, well, not really fair to compare it to Final, but Final is such a good game. I think it's funny the previous Final turned out to be lie. We'll just slap a 2 on the end. Once upon a time, there was a gifted toy maker who wanted only to bring joy to children over. This is like the worst fucking font. I hate it. He built Zevo Toys into a place of whimsy where workers danced and sang as they made wondrous toys. His only son, Leslie, learned his father's humor but never learned responsibility. Damn, I want to work there? Yeah, don't we all? Alas, Mr. Zevo discovered he was dying before his son learned to take life seriously.
In desperate gamble, he devised a plan to force Leslie to grow up. I assume this is all spoilers for the actual Toys movie that I will never watch. Delta remains my favorite. There's like 5.5 levels before it makes me hate myself. R-Type and all of human civilization led to them. He plays his brother as straight-laced army general in charge of Zevo Toys. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, I could totally see why somebody would do that. He knew the general would destroy all that Zevo Toys stood for unless Leslie could find the courage to take charge of his life in Zevo Toys. Toys sucked shit. Our story begins with Leslie and his cousin Patrick plotting to do just that. Great. Sorry, I'm gonna need like a 4-hour explainer video on YouTube explaining what exactly happened with Toys. I don't care about your fucking credits. It's Leslie, over here. Patrick, is that you? Yeah, now listen up. The general is holed up in the control room watching everything that goes on in the toy factory. What I want you to do is sneak in and watch me do it. Elephant has great cameras. Could just watch Toys? Yeah, but why would I want to do that? Okay, I don't care about any of this. Maybe I won't know how to play the game, but oh my god! Bison. Movie is basically like Nintendo versus Call of Duty. Yeah, that does sound insane. The idealized version of Nintendo. Isn't making me think straight-laced general. Small Soldiers, but on crack. Small Soldiers was already pretty cracked out. Okay, this looks terrifying. I have a peanut gun. I guess who fucking wants some? Okay, now I have a race car. Okay. Movie is also wild visually, like the really cool to look at. Even the plot is weird and nonsensical. It's very odd. Oh, wait, elephant. I'm really distracted from the stream, but just being Mater Boss and Bartle's Gate 3, and I feel quite proud of it. Nice. Good stuff. What just happened? This is Alien Syndrome, but shit. I suppose that's one way you could look at it. Banished to the Shadow Realm. Kinda wonder if I make that happen again. Okay. Pit trap where you're using your search skill. Like, what the fuck is that? It's not me running out of health. That's not the death animation. Maybe just stop being shot. We ran out of power? Like, is that possible? Is that, like, really a thing that can happen? Okay. No. No, I don't think so. Looks like dying to you. Feels like dying inside. All right, I think I am super tired. I must admit, I am fading a bit here. So I think maybe we'll do one more game and then call it an evening. Hopefully a good one. I don't remember if we played this before. It's getting hard to remember what we played before. It reminded me that everyone played the old Gearheads game with all the wind-up toys. I don't think I did. It's Konami. That used to mean good. No more power, only hours. We have played this. We have played this. Oh yeah, we definitely played this. I love Cormano. Simon Breedwell. Bury me with my money. Something seems off, but I can't put my finger on it. Romano got some new pants. That seems wrong. There we go. Try blowing on the card. Hey, yeah, I played this multiplayer friend's house, not as much as Troll of Time or Double Dragon. For good times. Roast chicken's worth $1,000. Look, back in the day. Hang out up here for a bit. You can walk on the backs of those guys. So your pants are going to be made out of Lego. Yeah, pretty great visual glitch going on right now. So yeah, I believe the grunt death noise or straight out Contra 3. Obviously, Konami reused like their whole sound library. Wait, how the fuck did that hit me? I call bullshit. You stood up at the wrong time. I didn't let off the button. It's a great run animation. It's time to pay. Ah, fuck. I remember this is particularly bullet helly. Ah, shit. Yeah, well. If I continue, where's that gonna continue from? I didn't mean to pick Steve. Fuck Steve. Do I look like a Steve kind of guy to you? Nah, it's the whole level again. Alright. Alright, that's enough for me.
That is enough for me for one night, chat. I am tired. I put in the time, I put in the effort. I think it's time to sleep the sleep of the just. CSPS function at least. Oh my god, the Clock Tower Physical Edition comes with a stress ball of Dan Barrows. Oh my god, that's awesome. That's really awesome. Time for Oddish to ride into the sunset. It is! It is. So, chat. We did a lot. We played a bunch of games tonight. We turned the page. We found more games. You gave me a shitload more things to play. We still have 14 requests to go through. We will be busy. Even if y'all don't request anything next week, it's gonna take like next week to get through all of them, I think. So, but I will, when we come back to this on Thursday, I will leave requests open. Probably unwisely, but there might be other stuff that y'all are inspired to pick up. So, schedule-wise, tomorrow night, no stream. I don't stream on Sundays. You know that, I know that, everybody knows that. It's a foregone conclusion until it isn't, but it is for now. Monday, we are starting Dread Delusion. I'm very, very excited about that. Dread Delusion seems like a really fucking cool game, and I've been wanting to stream it ever since it got its full release, and even before that, really. So Dread Delusion will be Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Power Hours, this that we've been doing tonight, will be Thursday and Saturday, and then Friday is going to be a Steam Next Fest demo wheel on account of next week being Steam Next Fest. So I guess if you follow any developers who've been talking about their Next Fest demos coming up, start thinking about that. Start thinking about what you want to, what you might want to request. Fabulous prizes are on the line, chat. Whoever picks the most entertaining demo of the evening, of course, becomes a channel VIP, or wins one of our fabled Doom Peaks if they are already a badge holder. So, exciting stuff next week. Good times, exciting stuff. But for now, I am going to go collapse and pass out. But not before I send y'all to go raid somebody. And I think tonight, it shall be... I believe I will send you over to Dama tonight. Dama's playing Animal Well, a game that I am very, very curious about. Definitely want to play sometime. Let's send y'all over there. Anyway, gang, thank you so much for coming out tonight. Thanks for joining me for another momentous installment of the Power Hours Nintendo Power Index. We are powering through it as best we can, especially when we get a stack of games that suck and we can just kind of glide through them. Hopefully you had a good time. I certainly had a good time, and hopefully I will see you all on Monday for the start, at long last, proper, of Dread Delusion. But until then, as always, y'all take care. Bye, everybody.